Good morning, it's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine. Thanks so much for joining me today, whether you're going to pop on live here in a minute or catch the replay. So today I have actually something kind of fun to share. So I'll just start for a minute talking about the inspiration. Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up, did a fundraiser this past Friday, April 1st, 2022 for Ukraine. And Sarah and Brian and Melody and some of the other home office team in Utah made a bunch of cards. And I will put the link below. You can actually find them on her CEO Facebook page. And it's facebook.com/asarahthing. And it's Sarah with no H. So they made a bunch of cards with all sorts of different things, with blue and yellow. With they used Daffodil Delight and Pacific Point, and they used a bunch of different dies and stamp sets and showed really creative things. So that kind of sort of was the inspiration for my project today. I picked the Daffodil Delight and Pacific Point, and we're going to make this card, and it's a pocket card. So I had done one of these. Well, I just made it recently, but it was probably a project from a few months ago when Celebration was active, and I'll show you that card at the end here. Hey, good morning, Janine. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm using the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set, page 18 in the January to June 2022 mini, but it's 14 stamps, and then the dies that coordinate. My Boston accent just came out there, guys. The Brilliant Rainbow dies, which I believe it's 8. I'm looking 8 dies. So we're going to have some fun. It's been a really good week. Got to stamp and gather with some friends. Got to see some family. Don't forget I have 3 catalogs, 3 in front of me today. So don't forget the annual catalog that goes through May 2nd as while supplies last. There are a lot of products that are discounted. Hey, good morning, Elaine. Thanks for tuning in. So here's a look at the catalog, the January to June. If you have this one in front of you, here's the Rainbow of Happiness. So you get a 10% savings when you buy the bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies together. And then, of course, because I registered for one of the Stampin' Up events this month in April for On Tour, I got my new catalog. But this is all I can show you. If you want to see more, you need to purchase a starter kit and join my team. So I'll talk about that as I go a little bit. So let me point the camera down and we'll jump right in this morning. This is definitely not hard. And you can actually make this card horizontal or vertical. So I kind of changed it up. So you'll see the difference when I show you the other sample. So hold on while I move the camera. Like I said, it's been a great week, busy, which busy is good. It's going to be a busy month because I have vacation actually coming up this month too, and we have Easter. So shout out to Team Pasta Production. 5 of us, me, my brother, my sister-in-law, my aunt, and my cousin, we made almost 900 cappellettis yesterday from scratch for our Easter dinner. So that was a blast, although we were very, very busy. So, okay, I'm going to jump right in, and here's the card. And like I said, it's a pocket card. So this one, it's going to come from the side. And I think I'm just going to talk to you about how I did the card first. And I have way too much on my table as usual. So the card, I actually used Daffodil Delight as my base. And the card base is 8 by 5.5. So I just took off, on an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, I just took off the half. So it ends up being 8 by 5.5. And this is what's going to make your pocket. So like I said, you could have it, this way. I ended up doing it this way. I hope that's right for you because I'm backwards. I'm doing this backwards. So no, it's actually this way because the pocket's going to be here. Okay, so there's going to be a little gap here where you'll see your pocket. So I want to stamp in the opposite corner. So let's just start there. So in case I screw up, I could, I like to do my stamping first if I'm stamping on the card base, because then if I screw up, I can either cover it up or flip it over or hide it. So there's one of my tips for today. So I'm using Pacific Point ink, and I just chose a little something to brighten your day stamp. And I probably should get my bone folder and make a good crease here after. One of the things they talked about when they were making their cards during the fundraiser on Friday was, you know, make sure to score so your cards lay flat. So that was one tip. I do use my bone folder for certain things, but not for everything. Okay, so there we go, stamping all done. So now it's just really a whole bunch of pieces that I need to adhere. And it's definitely not hard, but let's do the rainbow part first. Kind of more like the focal point. I'm just gonna put this to the side. So there's 3 pieces, a rectangle of Pacific Point that's 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. A piece of designer series paper that's 3 by 2 1/4, and a piece of basic white that's 2 1/2 by 2. So what I did is I just used the little rainbow dies, cut this out so you kind of have like the negative part here. And this is what the original club card had too. So the designer series paper, you might be looking at this and wondering where this came from. This paper is Wall Supplies Last. And it is called Waves of the Ocean. It's 12 by 12, and it's super pretty. I picked it because it's got blue and yellow. So it worked great for this card, kind of like with the theme of making a card with the colors for Ukraine. They also are collecting donations. If you haven't donated through another charity, they are collecting donations for an organization called Lifting Hands International, I believe is what it's called. And again, it's on Sarah Douglas's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/asarahthing with no H in Sarah, if you want to check it out. They've raised over $10,000. And honestly, I just made a small donation because I've donated other places. So, you know, if a whole bunch of people make small donations, it really adds up. So if you're able to do that, check that out. So we're just going to layer these up, and it's so cute because the yellow kind of pokes through. So I thought that was like really pretty. And let's do the other piece of kind of what I ended up with the die. The die has this like border. Let me show it to you really quick. So this kind of border with the rainbows. So I wanted to, you know, cut that at the edge of my cardstock, but I had a hard time with this die getting it through the heavier cardstock. So I settled on just cutting a piece of the Waves of the Ocean designer series paper. So the yellow piece is 1 by 5 1/2, and the blue piece is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/2. And we're just gonna layer these up. And you're not even going to see a ton of the blue because I have ribbon and I have kind of the focal point covering some of it up. But I just added this with a little bit of yellow still showing at the bottom. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be on there perfect because, like I said, we're going to add some ribbon, and this is just going to kind of be on the edge. So you're only going to see parts of it. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. While I'm adhering, I'm just going to adhere the pieces for the inside too. This is like a super, super quick card. And I put my cover on my seal, but I like Seal Plus for my white and my vanilla. And I just kind of do, I kind of have it pretty loosey-goosey. And I like to just put the adhesive and kind of go up, adhesive up. So this does take a little bit of practice to get used to it. but it's worked well for me. And then these pieces are 3 3/4 by 5 for the white, and then 4 by 5 1/4 for the Pacific point. And I'll have all the measurements below, so don't feel that you need to write any of this down. You can check out this video later on Facebook or on YouTube. So I'm on Facebook at Create with Christine, and then I have a YouTube channel, Create with Christine. So let's talk about adhering these pieces now. So I'm going to bring back my little card base with the daffodil. And then this is just going to get adhered right to the edge. So it just kind of makes it a little bit more decorative. So I hope you're having a good week. Like I said, we got to pre-order, I forgot about that too, on Friday from the new catalog. So realistically, there's about 2 pages of products. I think it's 3 pages, but some of those items are unavailable. So we got to pre-order. I got to see some of my stamping friends. I got to see some family. So all in all, it's a good week. Okay. So I'm going to put my pocket piece, the inside, in, and there's no adhesive on the inside. What's going to keep this together is a piece of ribbon that I'm going to add. And I picked the white crinkled, I think it's crinkled seam binding, and it's a 23-inch piece. So I just want to wrap this around and tie it in a bow. You could also do a knot. So, I think I just added that wrong, but that's okay. You can kind of sort of see where I'm going. This will be different than the other one I made, so that's okay. So I'm just going to try to tie in a bow towards the bottom. And this ribbon is pretty easy to tie. And because it's kind of like crinkled seam binding, I don't even think it has to be perfect. I might have to fix this later though. Okay, there you go. And then my rectangle piece, I just popped up towards the top. Okay, so I'm going to do dimensionals on that piece. Let me bring over my dimensionals. I did a lot of dimensionals on this. I think I did 9 when I made the original, 3 rows of 3. So I don't want it to fall off, and I want it to be nice and supported in the middle. Oops, somebody just drove up and honked their horn, so I don't know if you heard that or not. I did, because I'm right next to the window. Too funny. Okay, I think somebody's picking up my neighbor. Just take the dimensional backings off. And then I added some embellishments. I added some of the blue adhesive back gems. Those are, I believe, on sale right now, and they are retiring. So you can kind of just see where you want this. I kind of had 1 kind of rainbow showing, and then kind of 3 towards the bottom. And then I added my gem. So hey, good morning, Bonnie. Thanks for tuning in. I am almost wrapping up, so you might need to catch the replay. I can't find my take your, oh, there it is, my take your pick tool. So whatever blue embellishment you have in your stash works for this. These, I believe, are Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. These ones that are retiring, the blue adhesive back gems, but they kind of have a little bit of kind of a gold tint to them. So I thought that they would be great with the daffodil to complement it. But I also picked out of my stash the holiday rhinestones as well, because these have the pretty Night of Navy. So again, even though I kind of used the Pacific, this paper kind of has some navy in it. I believe these have already sold out, but if you have them in your stash, you could use those too. So whatever you have, use it up. Okay, so that is my card. Like I said, this one was pretty quick today, but you can see how, you know, this will hold, the ribbon will kind of hold your inside little pocket inside there. And you could totally stamp on this. I was even thinking you could, you know, do one of the other greetings from this set. You could write a message, you know, whatever floats your boat. So let me show you the other card that inspired me. So this was a club card that we had done. And I really liked it because it was different. The fold was pretty different. And she die cut with that edge. I had a hard time getting my die to cut the edge with the cardstock, but the pocket just comes up and the papers were different. So it was a different color scheme. This color scheme was Pool Party, Bermuda, the paper, this designer paper, and the one behind here was from the Rainbow designer paper during Celebration. So just a different color scheme, the same products, just used in a different way. So like I said, you can do this vertical or horizontal. So I hope you'll try this, and if you do try it and make a card with the pocket design, make sure to send me a picture or tag me on Facebook. And you love the yellow and blue together. You watched Sarah's video on replay. Such a good program they presented. Yeah, they really did a great job. I'm going to bring the camera back up at my face because that's pretty much all I have to share creatively today. Hey Robin, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. I'm actually wrapping up, so you might need to catch the replay if you're just joining now. So let me just recap a couple things I wanted to talk about. The annual catalog for 2021-2022 is while supplies last. A lot of products have already sold out. So I've had a few texts this week of people looking for things. I'm like, I don't have that. It's gone. And like I said, while supplies last there. And there are a lot of products on discount too. Discounted, I should say. I am going to be releasing a class to go this week. So if you're not on my mailing list, I will put the link below if you want to join. And let's see. And then, of course, we're able to pre-order. So if you want to join my team by purchasing a starter kit, I can share with you what is available for pre-order. There's like 3 pages or 2.5, but some of the products on that list are not available yet to us due to supply chain issues, which every organization and like pretty much the whole world is dealing with right now. So there's realistically about 2 pages of products that we can pre-order. So if you want to get free shipping and get the starter kit, shoot me a message and we can chat about that. So I think that's pretty much it. I'll also post the link to Sarah's fundraiser for Ukraine. So if you want to donate to that organization I mentioned, it's Lifting Hands International, I believe is the charity. But if you already donated to another charity that means more to you personally, that's fine too. I think they have surpassed, she had a goal of 10,000 and they did surpass that already. So thanks everybody. Have a wonderful week. I'll be back next week with a project, and I'll probably have more information on my class to go that I'm going to release this week on my Facebook as well. So make sure you like my page and join my group at Create with Christine or Create with Christine community. Have an awesome week. Bye.